Today's episode is sponsored by our good friends at PGX Grading Services. Check out the link below and remember faster turnaround times and customer service. Welcome to another spooky episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Today, we're going to feature another chilling PGX unboxing. Oh yeah! Welcome to a special episode of Codename New to Vero 2. In our special Halloween edition, we're going to go through another PGX unboxing, but with a crazy, spooky theme. We're going to have some amazing books, but the most important thing, not only have some cool books to look at, but also specs. Yes, these are the next best options for a lot of people. For example, Ghost Rider #1 or Marvel Spotlight #5 is beyond the price range for a lot of people. But guess what? What about Marvel Spotlight #6, the second appearance of Ghost Riders? That's right. On this channel, we're going to look at some below-the-radar comics that you should consider for yourself. But above all, we're just going to be looking at some cool kick-ass books. So get ready for this special Halloween edition of Codename New to Vero 2. Hit the music! And once again, I'd like to thank PGX for sponsoring me in this episode. I highly recommend everybody to switch to PGX, unplug from the corporate monster known as CGC. Your turnaround time is a lot less. I mean, I get my books back in 2 to 3 months maximum, and I always get that real customer service where I talk to the same people that help me month in and month out. So it's kind of nice to call somebody by their name versus just a random person in a cubicle like you do in CGC. So with that aside, let's start off with our first book in this Halloween special, and that's going to be Elvira's House of Mystery from 1986. Now, this book always goes below a lot of people's radar specs. It's not, expensive, and it's something that you too should target more. Why? It's because it's the first comic appearance of a icon, a legend. And of course, this is her time of year, and where a lot of people think about this character. But expect Elvira to transition more into animated cartoons. You guys know that I featured her comic. Right now we're doing Elvira meets Vincent Price, which is hilarious. So this is a comic book that you should definitely consider for your own collection. Now PGX did a great job with mine. It's a little bit thicker it's like a double issue. So that's another thing. And this one is a newsstand variant. So even though I got a 7, that is a respectable 7.0 in my opinion. And what's cool is on the back, you get a photo image of Elvira. Again, this is an iconic character that a lot of people don't spec on, and that should because of future stuff that's coming out for Elvira. Now, the next book is something that everybody should target of the news of the She-Hulk series coming on Disney+. So I'm going to showcase these two books together. And down the line, I'll do a special episode devoted to She-Hulk entirely. But of course, the Savage She-Hulk #1. Again, this is the origin of She-Hulk, and I think I showed in another episode, Hulk 282, which is the first team-up of Hulk and She-Hulk. But again, this is an iconic Bronze Age issue that has been spiking up as of late. And of course, I target the newsstand variant with this one. But if this book is out of your price range, consider this. The Savage She-Hulk #2, which is her second appearance. So again, these two in tandem are highly advantageous. If you can't get the one, target the other. Second appearances are starting to make sense because there's only an infinite amount of first appearance. And once they're capped, the next best thing always trickles down. So again, this is a wonderful cover, and again, another newsstand variant. Got a little bit higher with an 8.0, but all people know that yellow backgrounds are such a pain in the ass to get clean. But PGX did a home run with these issues. And again, this is something that I targeted wanted for the longest time, and it goes with my Spider-Woman #1 that I showed earlier. So having both Spider-Woman and She-Hulk's first appearance, first solo runs is really, really cool to have in the collection. So again, these two books are definitely worth looking into. Boy, that's a nice monster. Alright, the next book is again another book that you should target now before the Disney Plus does anything with it. And that is Devil Dinosaur #1. And again, what a fantastic job PGX did. The reds look so vibrant. The blues, I mean, the way all the colors pop and kind of the clean and press came out for this issue is absolutely fantastic. Again, it's a newsstand variant. So the fact that it got an 8.5 being a newsstand variant is freaking phenomenal. Jack Kirby goodness right here. This is one of those books that just looks like candy because it's so beautiful. And again, there is going to be a lot of stuff with the Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy that's going to be coming up. So this is another book you should definitely look out for and be on the hunt for, because once that comes, again, Disney's going to try to bring some characters for audiences of all ages, especially the younger kids. So expect a big push in two directions, one in the horror and scene, and also one going to appeal to youngsters. So this definitely, wow, Devil Dinosaur, look at that. They did such a good job on these graded books. It's just, I just don't understand, why they aren't as popular as they should be. 1978. So again, Devil Dinosaur #1. Alright, the next two books actually make sense when they're shown together. And these books have been featured on Comic Tom 101 and Reggie Collects as well. So they're no surprise. But again, it's just shocking how many people sleep on these, because they're pretty. Now is the time to get these books in particular. And I'm talking about Ghost Rider #28, the first in the Midnight Sun story arc. Again, this book, beautifully done, and newsstand variant to boot. I got this one as a newsstand variant, and a 9.4 for this is phenomenal. Now, again, this is going to segue into a few other books I'm going to show down the road, but this is a wonderful book to get, and the artwork in it is just beautifully done, and that's another reason why I love Ghost Rider. I just think he's one of those characters that I've been, I gravitated towards when I was a kid, outside of the regular, Batman, Spider-Man, and all the other stuff. But this character just speaks volumes. And the other book that goes with this and that makes sense is New Avengers #7. This is the first appearance of the Illuminati. And that's the coalition of Doctor Strange and a whole bunch of Professor X and a whole bunch of cast of characters that maybe not now or the next 2 years, but somewhere 5 years down the road, maybe less, I have a feeling that this collection of heroes will come together at some form down the road. So, and again, this is also the New Avengers story arc where you got the Skrulls, coming in and, assuming, this isn't really Spider-Woman, we found out. So we saw that at the end of WandaVision and in Captain Marvel. There's going to be something with these guys and how they're all going to interconnect. But a lot of the stuff from the MCU has been based around this story arc, ironically. So if you're able to get this is definitely one to keep, get graded, and put away. Definitely. And again, this is another one. Like, these two books are definitely things for future consideration. And again, just two great books to have in anyone's collection. And again, PGX did such a good job with these books. I'm just blown away at how the clean and press came out for these and how they're presented. I'm sorry, this is 5-star quality to me. The next book I'm going to feature is something that is just, I would definitely jump on this right now. Now, with Hulk 181 just out of 95% of the people's budget or price range, and 180 receiving that same amount of treatment, and giant size X-Men. The next best step is actually Hulk 182. This is the third appearance of Wolverine. Yeah. In the first panel of this book, you'll see Wolverine, and you'll see like the Canadian, I guess, Special Forces calling him off on his assault on the Incredible Hulk back in 181. Again, this is one of those books that is below the radar, and it's just a matter of time before this too begins to climb up in value. And again, this is another book featured by Comic Tom 101 and his guys. They said that, a certain one copy of this has, exceeded, went above the norm, breaking the old price record. So this is another book you should definitely target. And for all those people that, Hulk 180, 181, or giant size is well out of your price range, or, just looking for another book, the next best option. That's what this channel focuses on. Getting the most, what is the next best thing to look at? So Hulk 182 is definitely, and look, PGX did a great job with this one as well. They clean and press. Now with this one, the Marvel value stamp is missing. So yeah, it takes a hit because of that. But still, if you're able to find one with the stamp in, you're talking a nice pickup right there. But definitely, if you can't find it, it's no big deal. I think that this getting a 7 with that factored in is definitely something I could live with. The next spooky book is also featured on Comic Tom 101's top 10 list. And that is the second 1 in 10 printing of Stray Dogs featuring the Crow. Now, again, if you know me, Crows are one of my top 5 movies of all time. I love Brandon Lee. That's one of the biggest travesties in the film industry, is that guy passing away. He had so much talent. It's unbelievable. And what's going on with Alec Baldwin, it kind of behooves me that this book, nowadays, it makes more sense as far as it sadly brings to life what, I guess better gun control on these sets. But all that aside, this is a great book to put away, and definitely something that I see gaining future traction, maybe not next year, the year after that. But what an iconic, beautifully done homage to a great, great movie. Stray Dogs, number 5, I believe? Yeah, number 5. Stray Dogs, number 5. Well, and if you haven't, I was shocked how good this story was. This was one of the pleasant surprise. I usually see the things that are popular, and I try to avoid them because I don't want to fall into the crowd. But this story, I was pleasantly surprised with. And so this is something I'm really glad, and I love this book. And also featured on Comic Tom's Top 10. Alrighty, we're going to wrap up this cool episode by featuring another two set of books that I think are really good alternatives over the one book that's more popular and famous. We're going to start off with this. Marvel Spotlight number 7. Now this is the third appearance of Ghost Rider. What makes this book interesting is that there's a Frank Miller cover attached to this. So I think that in itself, beside it being Ghost Rider's third appearance, is appealing. Plus you got, the Son of Satan on here and everything. This is one of those books that, a good grade of it and a high is just as good as anything else. Again, like I said, Marvel Spotlight number 5 is already priced out of a lot of people's, but those other alternatives, and now is the time, especially for these characters that I'm showcasing, Devil Dinosaur, She-Hulk, Ghost Rider. Now is the time, if you're a fan, or no matter if you're just a plain fan like me, or someone that speculates on things for down the road. So the last book we're going to feature is Marvel Spotlight number 6. This is the second appearance of Ghost Rider. Again, this is a book I targeted right away, and prices are reasonable for these two. At this point, but they're going up. I mean, Comic Tom 101, a lot of other comic guys have been, these books I've been featuring have been mentioned in those episodes before, but still at a point where, you know, not everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. So both of these books are really good alternatives to Marvel Spotlight number 5. And again, that's the other thing. Like I said, all of these comics I've been pointing out are, I guess, alternatives to their bigger, more popular one. So now is the time to get these books. It's fun. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. I mean, I don't really care about the monetary aspect of it. It's just fun to pick up these books and get them, send them off to grading, to showcase to you guys. Because I know a lot of people either enjoy it or going to benefit from it. I have no horse in the race as far as it goes. Like, I'm not a LCS. I'm not affiliated with any grading company. I mean, I like to thank PGX because they were really supportive in getting the books on time for this video. So, I mean, that's the type of great quality service you get. They had asked me, like, I had let them know that, hey, I'm getting these books for a Halloween episode. And within a month, I had a box come right back to me. You don't get that with CGC, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of pro CGC, and that's fine and all. But you need to have more than one grading company set the standard, because it makes things more competitive and it benefits us as a consumer in the long run. Like, a CGC book should not be more valuable than a PGX book or a CGCS book. You know, that's just ridiculous. The book itself should speak for that value or whatever is associated with it. The grading companies are just the medium of facilitating that set book. That's their only job. So the books in itself should hold the value, not the grading company. That's a dangerous thing that modern comic is going towards. If there's this push for a CGC book, and let's say, you know, heaven forbid, CGC hires the worst CEO or they make bad business decisions and they close, because we have seen it. We have seen it in other companies, once strong, now failing. So to protect the community from that, that's why I recommend more than one grading company to be a standard. Well, I hope you enjoyed this special Halloween edition of PGX Unboxing here on Codename New2Vero2. And again, I enjoyed sharing these books with everybody. I think it benefits the community, it's fun, and hopefully I get more fellow Gen Xers coming back into comics like I have. I'm having a blast. Anyway, happy Halloween, guys. Ooh, yeah.